way.
Okie dokie, let's get this party started. Probably need to turn down the music a little bit. That should be good volume. Alrighty. Hello everyone, welcome back to Tales of Gonbarra, Wayward Survivors. I'm your wonderful GM Gray with the usual crew here. Last time per se, the party decided to go travel southwards to go meet this mysterious boatman, led by a wonderful banana yellow Parasaurolophus. They trekked their way through the jungles, fighting amongst some very large snakes, among other creatures, and successfully arrived to find a short little man built like a dragon if he was 2.5 feet tall. You all crashed for the night with promises that you would travel upon the ocean blue with the help of the boatman. Just had to wait for morning in the tents. No weird dreams. Haven't had any weird dreams in a little bit, so that's nice, you suppose. But morning is soon dawning on you. And as it does, I really find some good casual background ambience. I think I have some stashed somewhere. Yeah, here we go. Morning arrives, along with some very strange noises down from the ocean front. So yeah, good morning everybody. You can talk now.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I know it's been a hot second. Does anyone have any questions before things begin, I guess, in character, when you start waking up? Who wakes up first? That sort of a dealio.
Zeef has been kind of waking up with the dawn, but they're rooted over in the garden.
Yes. You are there, rooted in the garden, towering over the variety of plants that are growing here. Some of them are a bit strange for this kind of a soil, just a chance of looking at them. Some seem to be descended from a variety of grain, though you're not sure what kind exactly they are. Out of character, it's corn. You've got corn. But you come from a dead world, so you don't know what corn is on the stalk.
Although I could probably make an argument just from the joke that maybe corn is probably one of the only things left over because of how genetically modified it gets.
You know, that's fair enough.
This is like seeing the Przewalski horse compared to the like a wolf compared to a pug.
Yes. And then there's these shorter red plants here in the middle. You're not quite sure what those are. And then there's the vines. You do hear sounds from the jungle of life moving around, birds flitting back and forth between the trees. Probably some pterosaur, maybe a bat. You do take a look and see what might be a very strange frog that hops from one tree and glides to the next. Oh, what was that?
I don't know. Didn't sound nice though.
It didn't. You wake up and the animals are nice and wide awake. Your wonderful pets. But as you approach the campfire, Ms. Eve, you hear a strange noise coming from the beachfront.
Is everyone curled up around the remains of the last night's fire or something?
Something like that, yeah.
That
Makes sense.
Yeah, more or less.
Zeef will just go over and just start tapping everybody with vines, going, "Wake up!" something's here.
So there was these tents y'all were going to be sleeping in,
Oh,
right above yous.
I don't know why the tents seem to just blend into the background for me. Weird.
I forgot those were tents, to be fair.
No, it has been a little bit. I will admit.
Okay, so we would be sleeping in tents.
Yeah, then Ms. Eve would crank up just hit the dial on their voice box and be like, something's here.
Poke head out of the tent.
Right, it was an out of character yawn.
I mean, out of character, in character, it works well enough. Let's see, what size are you? We're going to make you that size because that's spookier.
And whoever's first out, we'll see Ms. Eve is over at the children feeding them each a corn cob.
Both children greatly enjoy the food. Both are already successfully domesticated. So I think they are just enjoying a good breakfast of corn cob.
Oh, yeah. Is whatever is out here something that is not supposed to be?
As something that as we are all probably not supposed to be here naturally, I'm not sure how to make that assessment.
That is a fair point.
Dangerous to be here.
Thinking back to the lizard dogs yesterday, probably.
Okay.
Take a look around. Do I see what was catching Ms. Eve's attention?
No, but you can hear it. It's coming down from the beach. And this isn't because I'm trying to find just a token for weird junk to be on the bed. Okay, hold on a second. I thought I had like some proper rubble and stuff, so I guess we'll just... Oh, that's on the wrong layer. Oopsie doopsies. Okay, and we're going to shrink this down a little bit just so it has some proper, like... We're just slapping together some rubble real quick, folks. Just give us a quick second. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Freaking great. So you approach down to the beach, and as you do, you find the boatman, and he's like, that son of a bitch is back. And upon the beach is a lovely large fella. He is roughly 15 feet long, and when he picks his head up as he stares at you and makes another one of the weird, deep bellowing noises, you see he has a large triangular head full of big, sharp, pointy teeth, 4 legs, and a tail. And at a first glance, he's kind of just a weird lizard, but something's a little bit off. Out of character, this is a Nothosaurus, also called a false reptile, but your GM found out a very wonderful thing. Nothos, in Greek currently used, is the word for bastard. So behold, the bastard lizard. He has seemed to have washed up in the morning along with what looks like a large crate and some debris. And you see the boatman is like, I hate this little fucker, always washes in the morning, go away! And the lizard lifts up its head and lifts out another bellow.
Do you require us to scare it off?
Look, I would go up there, but last time he did this, and the boatman lifts up his left hand, and you didn't notice this the day before, but he's missing 2 fingers.
Ah,
He has 5, so he's getting along with the 3. He's like, if you want to go try and scare him off, you might need to. Otherwise, he will be chasing us on the boat the entire fucking trip.
Hmm.
You stupid son of a bitch. And every time he swears, the thing bellows.
Maziv is going to approach. Try to make themselves look as big as possible. And go, get.
Cause fear. Wisdom saving throw 14. Let's see what the dice say.
I don't know if oh, well, never mind. Maziv wouldn't say get. I realize they'd probably say, like, chew.
No, that's absolutely fair. You say shoo to this animal that is larger than you are. And that's not the reaction you want in that sort of a situation. Why can't I... Oh, I'm still on the GM layer, that's why. So he comes a little closer. And he does a little jaw snap.
Oh, if I see this thing flopping towards me, I'm going to shuffle back.
Yep. Yep. No, that's an absolute fair. It's like, see? Big fella. Pain in my ass. I don't even have that much ass.
I'll approach the creature.
Okie dokie. How are you doing
Careful.
so?
It has a steel will.
Apparently. Just going to hobble up and say, I am familiar with what you do in this situation. Go on, get. And just, like, points towards the water. And try to talk some sense into this creature.
Okay. You do that, and you get your hand out, point it out, says get, and it looks at your hand, and it shuffles forward. So I am assuming an 8 does not hit.
Oh, definitely not.
Yes. So just kind of a playful nip towards your hands. And
I will smack its snoot. Just a little tap on the snoot. I have few enough functioning limbs as it is. Be nice.
Alright, that's spooky game. Hold
That
on.
was very ominous. Oh no.
I thought
Apologies.
you did that on purpose.
Well, no, I'm trying to, like, I had a song in the back of my head, and I'm like, where the fuck is it? I think it's this one. My favorite thing about stealing from old video game soundtracks, you find ominous music where you need to. Would you roll me initiative, please?
Okay. Oh, I forgot to select the
Oh,
token.
actually, wait, hold on. I had this happen last time. Let me make sure it's clear. I will clear it. We're removing all turns because last time it waited 2 minutes to show. Now roll initiative. Thank you. And then we will...
Well, you rolled it the same thing twice.
Well,
You
I
didn't lose anything.
you don't have to correct anything.
Okay, so you just decided to be annoying to me too, didn't you, Nothi? Okie dokie. So he's going to go dead last. You will notice the boatman does not We're gonna add you. Add turn. Because you got a whole whopping 8 Nothosaurus. Good for you, buddy.
That is a sea creature on land.
He's just a little guy.
He's just a little guy. But Fi, it is your turn.
Yeah. I've put my whole weight into trying to push this thing towards the water.
Okay.
What would you like me to roll for that?
I would like you to roll me an athletics. Because you're trying to grapple this creature, more or less. Let's see if the grapple is successful to push him. So you
Slippery beast.
You push a slippery beast, and you realize, despite looking like he doesn't have a whole lot of fat on his body, we're gonna go high-paced battle music. Why not? This is shenanigans. He doesn't really budge. Uh-oh.
Last scene.
We lost scene.
Did you guys not see the message?
No, I just saw it.
Oh, yeah.
But that is your. Would you like to try to do anything else?
Don't think I have much else to do, so no.
Okay.
I'm just a dog fighting against the sand to push a fake lizard into the ocean.
It is hard to do with your cane in hand.
It's not even a cane, he just leans on an axe. It's even worse.
Yep. Okie dokie. Nazeev.
Didn't really seem to care about my one non. I don't know if this would work on it. This thing probably has more than 40 HP.
It does.
Okay, I'm not going to waste a sleep spell on that. I'm going to just simple. Wow. I don't think I've rolled well with this cantrip yet.
I mean, no, that's just luck of the die, I guess. Let's see, does it make the intelligence saving throw? It's not good at that one. So yeah, it doesn't, because that's a 4.
Okay, so whatever next thing I need rolls on it, or next saving throw, it's a negative D4.
Okay, I will remember that.
Zee was just gonna shuffle.
Well, that's fair. So it technically is Scene's turn, but he's not here due to technical difficulties. Laudeman is distracted by a bird. That's how we will flavor that. Specifically, it is a large black, white, and red crested bird pecking on the tree over here, and he is temporarily distracted.
Related or imperial?
Ivory.
Avery. Knew it was a woodpecker of some sort.
But now it is your turn, Yarnock.
Okay. Seeing as everybody's just trying to push it into the ocean, he's gonna come up and help.
Okay.
He figures we just want to make it go away, so I'm going to shove it.
So that is total 16, but with a -3 is a 13. So, how far can you shove a large creature is the question.
You have powerful build.
I don't have powerful build, no. I am just a level 2 barbarian with a 18
To
in
succeed,
strength.
you can either knock the target prone or push it 5 feet away.
So I'm going to shove it 5 feet away, 5 feet towards the ocean.
You shove it 5 feet towards the ocean. It moves 5 feet towards the ocean.
Just imagine Yarnock rolling it like a barrel or a log.
The noise is between a reptilian bark of surprise and the deflating bag of a deflating beanbag chair.
It's
And
an
yeah,
interesting combination of noises.
well, these are weird animals. But that is there anything else you can do your turn or not?
I'm just going to follow it.
Okay.
He's like, we're trying to roll this into the ocean, so I'm going to continue to do that.
Okay. Agalma, it is your turn.
I will just scoot right on up here and okay, a little closer apparently. And will aid in the shoving it towards the ocean. So which check is that?
Athletics. Because this is such a large creature, you kind of have to just... It's pushing girth. And then it rolls... It does not fucking succeed that. He is just... I'm imagining it's like when it happens when you see, like, videos of people at the ocean and they're just rolling... like pushing like a giant seal back with a broom and it just like starts rolling over on its side.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Let's see how much.
Get rolled, idiot.
Unfortunately, that means you are right up in its space for its turn. You know, for funsies. Okay, first question. Does a 7 hit you?
No.
How about a 24?
Yes.
Okay, so it starts going on the, like, kind of cuckoo for coconuts. The first bite misses you. The second one lands on you. That is going to be 6 piercing damage.
Okay.
And then... Does a 17 hit you?
It just hits, yes.
It lunges back from the bite and tries to go for a third one, missing you entirely, but hitting you with its neck for 6 bludgeoning damage.
Oof. Okay.
And that is its turn. Welcome back.
Blue.
Boom.
You good, Scene?
Yep, I'm back.
Okay. Well, we're about to start a new round, but since you weren't here, would you like to go? Or do you need a second?
Check. sleeping should refill my spell slots, right?
Yes.
Yep. He's been rolled a couple of times down to the water's edge.
Okay. I'm gonna think. Close my. That's why it's being annoying. Measure. God, I changed the measurer thing. I don't like it. Okay. Go away, sea dragon.
Okay. Let's see. Does it have a charisma? It does not have a bonus to charisma saving throws, so that's an oof, buddy.
Oh,
This thing has an incredible magic resistance. What the fuck?
This is not necessarily
know.
built in, but this is the Beachmaster Nothosaurus. This is his name now. And like you cast Bane on him, and he looks at you in the back and gives a grumble that's like you can hear from at least over there, like, ooh, he's not happy.
Latimer cowers a little bit.
Top of the round. Hey, Fi, it's engaged in combat.
you know, I guess it is.
However, it did wait until you started shoving it around for it to bite, so it could just be reacting in defense. That is up to you on like how you handle
that
that.
doesn't matter. All right. So it's gotten aggressive because of our actions. So I'm now going to run in and attack it.
Okay,
Achoo!
that hits. Okay, you do a sizable amount of damage.
Yay!
Is that your turn?
I believe so, yeah. I don't have a lot of bonus actions right now.
Okay. Maziv, it is your turn.
Same as last time. Okay, max damage this time.
Yeah, so that's a 0. He's starting to look a little rough. You see him like his head bounce back almost from the sliver attack. And he kind of clacks his jaws together with this loud, bone against bone sound.
Yeah, Maziv just looks like they're just standing back watching, not doing anything. But Maziv is okay standing back here.
That is fair. Lot of men.
Has it attacked anybody yet?
It has.
Yeah.
Agalma got pushed it away from everyone else and got the receiving end of it. 12 points of damage.
Oh, dang. Let's see.
Also, it has a negative D4 to any save. Or to its next save. It's like a mini Bane.
Touch. 25.
I can't wait till you guys get
gonna
up.
move in. And Latimer casts cure wounds on a Galma. Go through. Yes. Restore. Actually, I think it's more than that. If I remember correctly from something I have.
But you're a life cleric, I think.
Yeah. So you gain 8 HP.
Fantastic.
Glad to hear that. Yarnock, it is your turn.
Okay. So nobody's attacked it yet, despite.
Fido attacked at it.
Yeah, Fido has done a successful attack upon it.
I'm just debating whether he's going to continue to try to push it into the water or if he's going to attack it and try to scare it off.
That is up to you. He does not seem happy by any means.
I'm going to shove it again. Maybe. But this time I'm going to use my bonus action to bite it.
12. So, it has the minus d4 to its next saving throw, so that would be a 12-12 match. So I think that would, technically speaking, work.
So I'm going to shove it 5 more feet, and then I'm going to follow it and bite the shit out of it.
Yes. That hits. Okay. Fair enough. You do the damage, you take a bite out of it, and it looks at you, looks at the rest of the crew, and it takes its one legendary action. And it dives 15 feet away. Agalma, it's technically your turn.
I mean, it's. I will go ahead and scoot up to the edge of the water and just kind of stare it down. And I will hold my action to smack it if it comes back.
Fair enough. It is the Nothosaurus's turn, and he does just kind of properly bugger off. Okay. Congratulations. You have driven off the Beachmaster for now.
For now.
Fine.
It's fine. And your reward, there is a crate amongst the rubble and junk it was weirdly defending. The boatman looks to you guys like, good job. He shouldn't be back for a while.
Okay, good.
And I would like to point out that that legendary action isn't the optional magical rules. It just has the option of fucking off anytime it wants to.
Yeah, why not?
Okay. So yes, there's a chest. And he's like, whatever you want, it's yours in there. He will approach the spellcasters who used spells, the boatman, and he puts in one of your tendrils / your hands a peanut. a nut of some sort, roughly the size of a peanut. He goes, "Eat that."
Being a flora tech scientist, can I try to see what this is?
Sure, roll me an Arcana. Okay, this is a magical peanut.
And I'm guessing because it's a magical peanut, it's not something I can replicate with my druid craft. So I'll eat it.
Not at this point in time, no. You eat it, you get your spell slots you spent back.
What did you find?
You healer nut.
Does he want to laugh at that?
And he hands you Laudeman a nut.
Is it tasty?
Eh.
Ottoman's gonna try it.
You get your spell slots back.
It's a senzu bean light.
Yeah.
Look, there's a mechanic for returning HP, but not spell slots.
Oh yeah,
It's frustrating. So sometimes there's magic beans, but if you have to get them from the right people, the boatman is one of them.
Alex should know this, but in my first campaign, there was a tea that did that.
Yes. So you approach the crate.
There's a giant hermit crab in it.
Don't tempt him.
The silence is ominous.
Yeah, it's changing his notes.
You open the chest. I'm kidding. You're like, is there a hermit crab in it? No, just a regular crab. It scuttles off. And you find some stuff inside. There is various coin work up to about let's say 250 gold that you can split between each other. Inside there is also a very handy looking war axe that looks very refinedly made. There sit 7 flasks of a green liquid. What looks like to be a set of full plate armor. And a handful, 2 hand-wrapped and sealed scrolls.
I really thought you just said squirrels.
Scrolls. I don't hand wrap squirrels. That doesn't work like you think it would. By that point, they're usually dead, and people get upset when I say you can eat squirrels. So,
I mean, I was imagining you wrapping up living squirrels, and I'm pretty sure that would go exactly how I was imagining it.
Yeah, I was imagining like a burrito treatment. Wrap him up in a little towel to get him to stay still for an MRI or something.
Like how they do with baby beds.
Yeah.
well, this is a bit of a tangent story, but I had one camping trip where some of the staffers had found a squirrel in an area and tried to capture it, so they wrapped it like completely in a towel, thinking it was like, oh hey, this is like how you like blind cover an ostrich. I don't know why they were thinking of ostriches. And like, see, it's perfectly calm, and they flipped it up while holding the squirrel in their hand in the towel. They uncovered the squirrel. The squirrel jumped 4 feet out of the guy's hand. 2 people fell on their ass, and it bolted.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was imagining.
Fair enough.
The squirrels and the crab had an adventure.
But no, these are scrolls, as in like
Scrolls.
parchment, with things on them.
Yes. I do have identify and detect magic, so if we want to, while you all eat breakfast, I can take time to go over these.
Okay.
Because I can do those ritually, so I'm not using spell slots and wasting any more beans.
Beans.
Yes.
So, is there a list of what we got, DM?
There is a list of what you have. So there are 7 flasks, and you don't even you start looking at them, and you tap them, and you're familiar enough as a scientist and a wizard with a flask of acid.
Oh,
Ooh.
7 flasks of acid.
Yes, I am posting.
Okay.
There is a set of armor in the box. You are not familiar with what style it is. It seems to be particularly leaning to a culture of some variety with its detailing. But you have not seen it since you have come to this world. The axe itself is not magical. But you can tell, looking and inspecting it over while everyone else eats breakfast, that it is made by a master of some variety or other. And when I figure that,
Similar style to the axe that Fido uses.
kinda, it is a war axe, but I don't think masterwork.
Dwarven. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think masterwork means anything in 5e, other than it's.
I know it used to be in like 30. It was like magic weapon light. It's still fun to say masterwork.
Yep. So, looking up a couple of different people, we'll just make that a +1. Because I've been hitting you guys kind of hard and I haven't been giving you a whole lot.
+1 what?
+1 war axe. 250 gold. And then I wish for you to use the identify on the boys, the scrolls.
Yes.
So you do so. You ritually cast it, and you find out that they are yes, and you find out that they are spell scrolls. And they are the following spells.
Those are useful.
Mhm.
Anybody mind if I put those in my spell book?
Don't mind at all.
Man,
Ooh, go for it.
I can't really use them.
So, is there anything else, or is that it?
That's it. There's some other stuff, but it's been waterlogged and damaged and not usable.
Mm-hmm. So, while everyone, after everyone's eaten or however long it takes, Ms. Evil kind of shove the crate back over to where everyone is and goes, "Armor's good quality. Axe is very good. I'm taking these spell scrolls, but there is enough gold here or enough money here for 50 each." Also, these very powerful acid. Don't get any on your skin or scales. Kind of pauses. Eye stalk flits over to Elgama. And probably not very good for stone either.
So, I've had too much time to think about your guys' cultures because it's fun. And he's probably right by that, Algalma, though you do know you use light acids to help keep your skin clean. This is probably too strong of one for that.
Gotcha.
Because I looked up, how do you clean marble?
Bit of polish.
I did a little bit of research for everybody's things. I have plans. I have schemes. Events are coming up. But as you all eat around the campfire, the boatman appears in his small form. And he's like, out in common, he's like, we leave soon. Be many days travel, multiple stops. We will encounter things on water. Do not panic when it happens. There may, it is time of year when cold waters from north cycle into tropical oceans. Sometimes they bring big things with. If I say we run, we run. Okay?
That sounds reasonable.
Okay. Sure.
Because there are things big enough to eat us and boat in one gulp.
Oh, is that all?
Well, they aren't as bad as some, but should be fine. And he gets on the boat. So if there's anything y'all want to do, just let me know. If not, we'll start going on a sailing adventure.
I'm going to go over to these trees and gather enough leaves for what I think my two little assholes are going to eat on this boat.
You gather enough food for your babies.
And then I'll get on the boat.
So, who wants the axe and armor?
The armor won't do anything for me. But maybe the axe?
And full plate for either of the clerics should work. It is a medium armor.
But I don't know if Laddie would be able to wear it then, right?
He should be.
It's a medium.
Life clerics
medium.
are,
Right. No, sorry. I my mind blanked. I forgot about light, medium, and heavy armors. For some reason, I thought it was medium
feature.
sized.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's fair.
No. It is, if I got offered an armor suit, we do operate on the kind of a concept of
It's mildly magic and
Video
will fit
game
you.
logic.
mildly magic, yes. It will fit.
No, it was just my brain was medium sized armor. Okay, I don't know why my brain just didn't question that further.
No, you're good. You're good. So yeah.
The question that I had was that does the war axe being masterwork, does that do anything, or is it just
+1. We're just gonna say that's what I'll call +1 items. It's a +1 war axe. So I wasn't sure if I wanted it or not, or if you wanted it or not. There will be more loot later on. It'll be fine. So
I don't really. I'm not sold on taking any of these. I don't have my heart set on it. I was just gonna pick up anything that no one else wanted. But it sounds like we have interest in the axe. Do we want the armor for Latimer? I don't know what kind he has right now.
Well, let's find out. I can look at his Latimer's character sheet.
Other armor.
that would be a big upgrade.
That would be a really big upgrade. Why don't you push some full plate on your stuff, Latimer?
Yeah, I think that would be a good idea. I've already got chainmail, so I'm doing pretty good.
Okay.
If you want the axe, I'm cool with that too. I've got a pretty good greatsword.
Yeah, you can take it.
I will say about the axe, it does have some artistic detailing into it, engraved into the head of the blade to make it look like the maw of a predator opening up.
Oh, that's so on theme, dude. You gotta. The
I'll
vibes.
take it then.
The full plate armor not already exist in the roll 20?
It should.
Is war axe a battle axe or
Yes.
battle axe plus one battle axe?
Let's see. Full plate.
Oh, it's just called plate armor.
Okay.
Yeah, apologies. My loot chart has been doing that. Where it's like, here's full plate. Okay, this is 5th edition. That doesn't exist.
Yeah, it's AC of 18.
Let me make sure it's still a medium too before we get too comfy.
Plate armor is a heavy.
That's okay, I have heavy armor.
This is just a
Half
testing.
plate
one.
is the medium,
Okay.
at least according to Player's Handbook.
Yep. So, we'll just go with the full plate because Vladimir has heavy armor. So now you got some... It's harder to hit you, bud. Which is good, because it would be an absolute shame. You know.
Now my AC is 20.
Hell yeah.
We are going to switch tabs. Assuming Roll20 cooperates with me.
Oh,
Boom.
So I had to like slap something together for the boat to make it a little more unique. The boatman, for his credit, is standing here on the back of the boat with this giant paddle. It looks like a regular oar when you're standing on land. Once he starts pushing off into deep water, it grows in his hand to help steer and push the boat.
neat.
And off you go a-sailing.
Don't know how long the trip's going to take, but Maziva's going to start adding them. Because it takes a couple hours to add spells.
Yes. And the boat, if asked, the boatman goes, it'll take a couple of days, at the very least, to get to where you want to go. We'll make several stops along the way. Some good, some not. Depends on how fast or how slow you wish to go.
Well,
Alright.
I will do my best to help, by which I mean I'm going to sit down on the deck and start making the appropriate sacrifices to assorted gods of travel in the ocean.
That is
I'm
fair.
helping.
You are helping.
I have no idea what to do, but he'll just kind of hover here going, "You gonna tell me what to do?"
And he clears his throat as he speaks in Draconic, and he's like, honestly, you don't have to do a whole lot. Just don't go jumping off the edge while we're moving.
I wasn't planning to. Is that something that people do?
Sometimes, usually not in shallower waters like these. When you get on the open oceans and there's waters for days and days and days on end, there's no land in sight, nothing beneath you but a deep, vastless blue. It can haunt you for your days. And he gets that, like, long, 1,000-eye-yard stare of a man who has seen too much. And he shakes his head. He's like, but nothing too bad.
Okay.
We're not going to hit waters that deep. And in fact, if you look over on the right side over here, that's about as deep as they get. And you can still see all the stuff down in the bottom. If you haven't seen what lives in the ocean, my friend, you should take a look.
Okay. And he's going to take that literally. He's going to wrap his tail around something and plunge his face underneath the water.
So it stings at first, because it is salt water. But once you get adjusted to it, you do see you guys are sailing above beautiful, gorgeous reefs dotting up like small mountains amongst large, shallow expanses of sand. The environment around you, you aren't alone as you fly around. Let me find some of the non-aggressive ones. There are several of the small pterosaurs that you have seen flying around that are also here. And they seem to dive in and will like jump into the water like fish, coming up with silvery little fish in their mouths as they fly around. And all is peaceful. For now. Hey, I need to volunteer real quick.
Yeah.
Somebody roll me a D4. Thank you. Now roll me a D6. Fun, 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 fun. This isn't too bad. I should have put the Jaws theme on here, but I don't have the Jaws theme on download.
Well,
So we're going to use the person whose face is in the water.
behind us?
I can't move my token, so
Oh, shoot, don't use that token. Put your own on there. I was using that for scale.
I thought she was like surfing behind us for some reason.
You were just walking along the bottom of the ocean.
I'm just like, no.
Yeah, sorry, I was using yours for scale. That may or may not be where all the various potential encounters are. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
But Yarnock, where on the boat are you sticking your head in the water?
Probably like over here.
So you're sticking your head in the water, and then there is suddenly a bit of movement. And then you look to the left in time to see, approaching you, is a long, smooth fish with a dorsal fin off the back, tipped in black, probably roughly around the length of your pet up over there, and it is rapidly moving its way towards you.
I'm gonna jerk my face out of the water.
You do just in time. Because I don't think that's going to hit it. Yeah, that's not going to hit at all. As a small hunter shark makes itself known, and around the waters of the boat, more black-tipped shark fins make their appearance.
Weird, aggressive silver things.
Oh, fish.
Those be hunter sharks. They probably think we're one of the big hunting boats. I'd keep hands and feet by the off the edge a bit. They're known to have a hankering for people every now and again. Opportunistic feeders and whatnot.
Well, they shouldn't be able to get us on this boat.
That is actually a really good point. I may have put on these sharks without thinking they can get on the boat. Let me see if the hunter sharks have anything fun. Hunter sharks.
There's a reason why
Oh.
the Sahagin had a few flying sharks to throw at you.
That's right. These are reef sharks. They're not hunter sharks. That is my bad. Because a hunter shark is a CR2. And that's 4 CR2s, and that's not a good time for you. Because you lift your head out of the water, the sharks just circle around for a bit before vanishing because they can't literally breathe out of the ocean. And the boatman goes, they keep on trying to eat me, but, like, they ain't big enough. Be careful if you ever get in the water with them, though. Nasty fellas in a group.
They were kind of cute.
Honestly, of the... Oh, right. He doesn't speak this well. Honestly, small ones are always cute. Big ones problem. And you carry on down the way.
Oh,
And
yeah.
yes.
I might have missed it, but are these just like following us like seagulls?
Kinda, yeah.
Okay.
Some of them will occasionally land on the mast of the ship, which I did not put into the map. And then they'll fly back out. If you wanted to have any good character interperson times between each other, this would be a decent opportunity to do so. Because I had 2 ocean encounters, and then you had to pick where you were going. So.
Darnok's just gonna be fascinated looking into the water, not with his face in it anymore, but, you know.
Mm-hmm. You see all sorts of fun little critters. Crabs, fish. After a few minutes, there's a pot of dolphins, or what looked like vaguely dolphins. You would only know them as big fish. Appear off the edge, but off a ways before peeling off. I will say, when you stuck your face in this water, is warm. It is around almost 75 to 80 degrees. It is tropical ocean warm.
Sounds
So it
nice.
would be kind of nice to swim in if there weren't literal giant monsters in it.
Yeah. And those weren't even giant monsters. Those were just sharks.
They a rope to you.
And the boatman's like, we're not going that fast. If you want to take a swim, be my guest.
I think I'll pass on that, given what's in the water.
I will.
Not that big of a fan of salt water.
That's fair. And a lot of men, the hunter sharks that you saw are fairly close to sharks you've seen off of your own home island. They can bite if cornered, but for the most part, they're usually pretty friendly. Or at least avoidant of people.
Not the sharks he's thinking of. The sea dragons.
We're far, like, you guys have now gone to a point where you can't, like, you can see the line of land on the horizon. And he's like, we're far enough away from land that for the most part the Nothos won't get out here this far. So for the non-technically Greek characters, he just said nothos. For the Greek characters, that is bastards. He means them the same way. Like, they'll occasionally come out here, but not too... When we hit these deeper waters, like the ones on the right, we'll be fine.
So is Yarnock taking a swim?
No. He's just watching in the water.
All sorts of fun things. The sea breeze is rejuvenating, especially for our coastal-themed characters here and here. I wasn't sure if anyone wanted... If there's any questions you want to ask the boatman, you can.
There's nothing I can think of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Me either.
That's fair. I was also opening it up for yourselves if you wanted to do anything interpersonal. That would be really funny. If not, I need someone to roll me a d4. Okay.
Another 2.
Another 2. Roll me a d6, please. Hey, you're not getting the bad one. I'll take it, you know what I mean? Oh, fun. I'm happy we get to do this one. I'm pretty sure I can. Let me double check. I think we can. There's nothing saying I can't. Oh yeah, no, you'll be fine with that one. So, y'all are just enjoying the boat ride. It's nice and calm. No dead souls screaming at you or anything like that. And Yarnock, you're staring over the side of a boat, and you're looking, and you see very clearly a pair of eyes from one of the coral reefs looking back up at you.
Boy.
Yes. So what did you say? Sorry?
I said, oh boy.
And they are watching you as you watch them.
They, like, does it look like it's going to be hostile?
Roll me a perception check.
Okay.
If it's hostile, it's probably not too bad. It is a rock on the bottom of the ocean. With eyes.
Okay. He's going to turn to he's going to keep watching it, but kind of turn to speak in Draconic to the boatman. He's going to go, there's a rock with eyes down there. What the hell would that be?
And you just hear him go, uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
And you look back, and the rock lifts up from the seafloor, its flesh changing from the texture that it once was to a nice smooth flesh tone. But a nice neon orange. And it starts to crawl its way up the boat towards you. Everybody roll me an initiative. Wait. I said it. Before I cleared it. Okay, I've cleared it. Now you can roll your initiative. Thank you.
Harvested stink for my book.
Jeez.
armor didn't hurt my initiative.
Yep. I told you I was gonna have a little fun. Gotta get a little kooky. Agoma! There is a giant octopus crawling its way on deck over here.
Oh, no, thank you. Just a little over here. And then I would like to, with like my spear, just try to like poke it back into the ocean.
Okay, roll me in tech. So that does hit. One second. That is a good damage. But that does not stop the wet motion of the slurping of an octopus moving onto the deck of the boat.
Ugh. Listen. I don't fuck with sea creatures, okay? Hold please.
Okay. Anything else you can do?
No, you know what? I'm going to take a risk, and I'm going to go ahead and step back away from it now.
Don't monks get the bonus action melee attack? They're unarmed.
Yes.
I just mean you could give it a slap if you wanted.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that before I move.
Sure. That'd be bonus action and a movement, so. That doesn't hit.
That's fine. Smack it and then scoot away quickly.
To be fair, it also smacks you with a 9 to hit.
9 misses.
So I just like to imagine it does hit, but it doesn't hit hard enough, so it's just a wet flop.
Ugh.
As it slides off.
Your slap was like a squeak against a balloon.
Yeah. Listen, I'm not risking it pulling me under. I can't swim.
Yeah, I'll admit when Gray said there's a rock with eyes, it was like one of Agama's people?
Yeah.
Just walking on the bottom.
Let me write down a note real quick. But it is Fi's turn.
It sure is, and this thing has been attacked.
Yes.
It sure has.
So in I come. I swing.
Yeah, that hits.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I'm gonna burn one of my uses of Priest of Zeal to go ahead and make a second attack.
Okay.
Zoo.
Yeah, that hits.
Bazow. And
Yeah.
I never retreat. I'm staying right here.
That's fair. The likelihood of you getting hugged is not 0. Latimer, an octopus is attacking your ship.
Alright.
You think?
Try. Pain again. Go away!
It doesn't get a bonus, so it fails. Okay. And it is the... Anything else you want to do?
Oh.
Okay. It is the octopi's turn. And there is two new friends right here. Okie dokie, artichoke. So it's going to try to attack the one that hit him with the axe. That'll be you, Fi. That doesn't hit.
No.
Because with the +5, that is a 7.
Well, 20 hasn't been kind to you tonight, has it?
No, it hasn't, but to be fair, it hasn't been nice to you guys in a while either, so I'm okay with this. This is a random encounter table. Yarnock. It's squishy.
It's squishy. I'm just gonna hit it with my greatsword. Maybe. No, I'm not.
That hits.
Oh, it does? Oh, okay.
I mean this as nice as I can. It's an octopus. It doesn't exactly have thick skin.
That's fair, but...
But he's so wiggly.
It is so wiggly.
I'm go bite it as a bonus action, so...
Oh, damn.
Chow down.
How good does it taste?
You discover calamari! It has a rubbery taste to it. Like, its texture is rubbery, but with the saltiness of the seawater that it has, it is surprisingly good raw. As you slash it in, and then just jaws open wide, grabbing one of the main tentacles and just tearing out a chunk.
Yarnock discovers sushi.
That's messed up. Yeah, that is my turn, and he's gonna stay right here, because, if it's going to bring itself to him as a buffet, then he might as well.
That is fair. Alrighty. Ms. Eve, it is your turn.
Ms. Eve feels a little conflicted because one of the few sentient things remaining on the Tomb World were sentient octopuses, but this one seems to be aggro, so
It is
Ms. Eve
not.
just-
It is not sentient at a glance either. This is an animal.
yeah, so Ms. Eve is going to same thing again, but this time it's baned, so
It is. Its
if this
intelligence.
succeeds, this next save has negative 2d4.
Yes. So it doesn't have a bonus. Yeah, so that hits. How do you want to do this?
Oh, just kind of watching from a distance, just watching Fido and Yarnock hacking this, just be like, and just send that mind sliver right between its eyes, just put it out of its misery.
You do that, and it flops down very clearly dead. Now you can't say you've not killed anything with your mind sliver.
Oh, I've been joking, saying that, Ms. Eve, when they get hungry, they could just look at a random bird, scramble its brain, and eat it before anyone's watching.
This is fair. And you all have lovely octopi, calamari, whatever you desire food ration wise.
I actually know that ancient Greece harvested a lot of octopuses because they would drop down platforms full of amphoras and urns, and the octopuses would hide in them, and then they just haul them back up.
Ever?
Yeah. And as you start cutting apart your wonderful sushi buffet here, The boatman will be like, so, we're getting close to our first destination choices. There's an easy one that'll lengthen your travel time just a little bit. Or we can sail a little further to another island, which will be harder to land and harder to get resources on, but would be closer to your final destination. Which you want?
I'm gonna turn and see what Latimer wants to do, because this is his little quest. So
Well, it would be risky to run out of resources, I suppose, wouldn't it? Yes, I'm sorry, that's a dumb question. Yeah, I guess we should go for the first place. Don't you all think that?
If that's what you think is best.
Do you mean the long, safer way or the faster, less uncertain way?
Let's do the safer way. It's not like I'm going to bring people back from the dead, you know.
Don't you worry, little cleric. You might just. Besides, we're going to a place. Good friends, good people. Trying to remember what they call the island back in my day. In common. I think it was like Isle of Cyclopes or something.
okay,
What?
Cyclopses.
Yeah, that's the
There's a-
word.
There's a lot of sheep on that island.
A decent amount of sheep, yeah.
Oh, that was me making a joke out of character.
No, that was in character. It's like, don't worry. I don't know where you come from. You wanderers, it might sound bad. It's not as bad as you think. Promise.
Rams.
And I did not make any. I wasn't sure if we wanted how long those combat encounters would take. So we're going to explore. There's going to be no tokens for any of the people here on the island. I'm going to write them down as we go. So, just prefacing that. And you arrive here on the wonderful little island of the Isle of Cyclopes. Because that is an IRL, a real place. I will post here in the channel. The Cyclopean Islands are seen from La Chica, are a series of basaltic formations IRL. They are very funky little places where it was thought the legendary Cyclops is like Polyphemus lived. This island is not that. This is... We're going to borrow this person's theme. Don't worry about it. You come upon the southern shore of the Isle of Cyclopes, which seems to be this giant escalating hill, taller and taller. As you get close, you can see up on the higher parts of the island in groves of trees seem to be buildings, with the uppermost reach having a large temple looking across the way. As the boatman pulls you in, you do see across these southern fields herds of sheep, though they look a little funky. You know, for those of you who come from the vaguely Greek-inspired ones, you blink for a second in surprise because you think you've discovered where the Golden Fleece originated from. Or you at least would be forgiven for thinking so. These sheep have two backwards horns ranging back. They stand roughly about 4 to 6 feet at the shoulder, and they dot across the island. And the boatman pulls into a port and docks. And as he does so, a sound of thundering footsteps comes from inland, and it's very soon revealed to be a humanoid, roughly 10 to 12 feet in size. Seems to be rather well clothed, despite everything, though it's very simple clothing, is made of leather. Long curly hair spills out from their head, the back of their head, the traditional kind of human hands, but the very clear, obvious thing is the one gigantic singular eye in her face. It is a lady. And she looks down and it's like, Boatman, you're not supposed to be here. And then looks to the rest of you and it's like, oh, hello.
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 Greetings.
Oh, where are my manners? Greetings. I am Ephemera, and I see you have met the boatman, and he has brought you here. The boatman will go, first stop on a long journey. May we stay for port in the night, or at least gather some supplies. And she smiles, and it's a big toothy smile, with two notable tusks coming out from her jaw. Not terribly big, but very clearly not just canines. And she's like, of course, you're always welcome here, my friend, and your guests as well. Come off the boat. And she backs off the dock so you guys can step off.
We thank you for your hospitality.
Oh, of course. We'll probably have to get it cleared for the village elder for overnight, but I don't see any reason why not. We always do enjoy having you here, boatman. Gives a small thumbs up. Pray tell, what are your names?
My name is Latimer. Latimer Wintergrove.
And she looks down at you, Latimer, and is like, oh, that's a pleasure to meet you, Latimer. And she extends a hand that is almost as big as your arm to shake.
Latimer shakes it as best as he can.
She is lifting you up and down a little bit.
Pleasure to meet you.
Yes, I am Ephemera. One of us of the cyclopes. There are many of us here on the island. This is our home. We don't often get visitors, so we really enjoy it when we do, especially ones who arrive with friends.
That's a very sweet sentiment. I am Fi.
Oh, it's a most wonderful pleasure, Fi. Shakes your hand. It is these are fairly massive hands compared to you as well. It is just a little funky.
Taken in stride.
And looks to you, Yarnak is like, oh, are you a relative of the boatman? I haven't met you yet. I'm Ephemera.
No. Yarnock.
Oh, that's my mistake, Yarnak. Please. And he extends the hand out to shake. Handshakes. And you are by far one of the neatest people I've ever seen. What is your name, friend?
What are they asking?
Your name.
Who? Me?
Yes.
Oh, Ms. Eve, sorry. I wasn't sure who was left yet.
It's you and Agalma, to be fair. And she looks towards you, Agalma. One second. I'm checking something real quick. I have a little thing planned. She looks to you and her eye widens. It's like, and a Kore, I haven't seen one of you in a long time. I am Ephemera. It is a pleasure to meet you.
I have the sudden urge to call myself nobody.
That is entirely up to you. I'm just saying, you know what happened last time.
Yeah, I'm a Goma.
Welcome, welcome. Come, I don't know how long you've been on your journey, but, and like we're saying, I'm gonna say it's probably around mid-afternoon, the start of the evening, because it's a lot of sailing is just you go in a straight line for a while, and you lean this way and that. She's like, come. You must be tired, and I would love to introduce you to the rest of my family in town. We are going to... I don't have a good icon for a cyclopes, so Mont Blanc will volunteer here. And she begins to lead you up the way. And as she does, like, so these are our southern pastures. We use them here to raise our wonderful flocks. They both feed us and keep us warm with their skins. We use their bones for more of our more fine tool, especially our leatherworking. And there's apparently some really good magical properties into them. But be careful, they do have a temperament. And you'll see ephemera wave, and things that you thought were boulders at first turn and wave back as they are other cyclopes. She takes you up the hill here. If you wish to follow, you may.
Yes, these golden sheep are beautiful.
Oh, yes. Absolutely gorgeous, and especially when you can brush their hides, they have this particularly wonderful sheen. And you start entering this hillier section, and the field's cut off, and I have trees, and she'll reach to these trees and pull them down. And for those of you who aren't aware of what an olive is, the trees are laden with a big round fruit in clusters in different spots in the trees. And she goes, these are our sacred olives. They were a gift to us by our patron god Posideo. I know what I'm doing. They're very useful for keeping it. We give them as offerings, and we turn them often into oils that help preserve and cook our food. Most of the men and bigger, burlier types tend to be out actually on the waves, hunting down the variety of sea creatures to bring back for food as well. The ocean provides us so many bounties.
Oh, olives, how wonderful.
Ah, you are familiar. Fantastic. They tend... Oh, go ahead.
Where I live, too.
Oh, excellent. Then you're very familiar with them. I'll see what I can do about sending you with some on the way. They tend to be a bit of a rare export outside of the island, so they're the thing we trade out often the most.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me.
Honestly, your friend here is the one who helps us carry them out. And she gestures to the boatman.
Of course.
And he just kind of like...
I am familiar with this area.
Oh, yes. our friend here does not like to brag often, but he is honestly one of the kinder souls that travels along the waves here. Be lucky with him, you won't run into any pirates. They know better.
Pirates? Pirates?
Oh yes, they aren't as frequent as they used to be, but they're still there.
Like, lean over to Yarnock and ask him, as almost for confirmation that maybe someone else doesn't know what's going on. So, is this another sea lizard?
I don't know. Doesn't sound like it is, but maybe.
They've referred to creatures here by many strange names. I suppose pirate could also be one. What manner of beast do you suppose it is?
Does Ms. Eve hear this?
I don't think Vi's being that quiet.
And Ms. Eve, well, haven't had encounters themselves to be like, I've read they're supposed to be like bandits of the waves.
So,
It's a profession, not an animal.
Oh. Oh, like the traders.
Or a sailor. Think sailor, but mean.
I have not been on the ocean before today.
it's the way you said that. I'm sorry, it was really funny.
Sailors, but mean.
So I have to be right back. I have to feed my cat before she screams at me.
Okay. So, we're gonna wait just a second before, because I have a big fun little reveal. We have some fun information. You guys were expecting dinosaurs, not cyclopses, but guess what? I'm throwing you a curveball.
Do any of them have trunks?
So, you haven't gotten close to everyone yet. You've only seen a few people, and they've waved at you politely. Ephemera does not. She is humanoid in the face. Now, the tusks of the cyclopses are located like an elephant's tusks would be, but their lips are normal. And you guys approach towards the village up here above, and the first thing you notice are these gigantic walls of stone hewn together. And if you want to roll a history check, you may. I will say Agalma and Latimer, you have advantage.
What are we rolling for?
History, to see if you can recognize the walls. You don't have to.
I wouldn't have any reason to know what this is, so I'm not going to.
That is fair. So for Ms. Eve, you recognize these walls from these, looking through historical indexes on architecture exploring ruins. They are actually often called cyclopean walls. Used more in a reference of a nature of unknown origin. They predated some of the earliest civilizations of your death world.
Synchronicity.
So for Agalma and for Laddie, with the advantage, I would say you both have actually seen the ruined walls of cyclopean buildings. For your world, the cyclopes were some of the first settlers and sailors of the world, reaching out in a time before the age of the modern gods, and most of them had faded into history. And you're used to, especially for you, Agalma, they're a little more frequent, especially, and with the archaeological team, they've helped point out a couple and shown you what to look for, because that dug you out of your ruin. Laddie, you are used to seeing these as being ruined structures, almost these gigantic piles of stone, taller than any halfling, put together in vague wall shapes, but here they are complete, fresh constructed walls. The gate entrance to the town, which is more of just a decorative thing than an actual proper gate, is hewn of wood, probably that is washed up on the beach. But notably, around it are little trophies of bounties from the ocean, jawbones of gigantic reptiles, shells, shark teeth and jaws embedded into it, some pretty shells, a couple of strange black hanging objects hang down from below as she welcomes you in, and you find yourself in a village of roughly 20 to 30 cyclopes, ranging in ages, the youngest being a couple of babies to full-grown adults. Most of them look pretty similar to ephemera in a vague kind of a sense. You know, not like they're exactly direct family, but they're all fairly similar looking alike. Like the tan bronze skin one would see of someone who's exposed to the sun and the ocean waves so frequently. Curly brown, dark hair coming back in different styles. And with the commotion of these new arrivals from the largest building here on the left, emerges a big, towering fellow. And ephemera is about that 10 to 12 foot range. This guy is like 15 foot. He is on the upper size of a cyclops, and he towers over all of you. And he does the big step up to ephemera and the boatman who is there with her. And he goes, "Oh, didn't know you were due back in town, and I see you've brought a company." The boatman's like, "Making a journey, came to get resources, maybe some solid ground for the night." And he, like, this leader very clearly squints, and he's doing that, like, unsure judging look before bursting out into a belly of laughter. He's like, "Of course, my friend, you are always welcome." And he reaches down and does a shoulder pat, which is almost him shoving the boatman to the ground because his hand's just that big. And he looks to you. Almost. And he's like, "Apologies. I am Polyoctor. I am the leader of the village here, and all matters material. You are welcome to stay the night. We will have dinner here soon enough, as soon as the hunting bands come in. I will be more than happy to answer any questions for you." And he spies the two clerics in the background, and in particular, Laudeman. And he looks at you with that big, singular look, staring eye. And he goes, "Clerics, we very rarely get others from across the waves. We do have a temple up north to Poseido, and if you wish to give grace and worship, Thasula up there will be more than happy to take care of your needs."
Oh, thank you for letting us know. Definitely we should take a visit while we're here.
Yes, that sounds lovely. It would be nice to set foot in a proper temple again.
Of course, you're more than most welcome. And when he says this, it's like a snap breaks, and you are all now mobbed by various people who don't get to see new people a whole lot, and they're kind of excited about it. You know the feeling, like, oh no, now you're the center of attention. I thought the combat encounters were going to take a little longer than the failed shark fight. So we're a little bit ahead of the curve than I had originally planned. So is there any questions or interactions you would like to do in the Cyclops village besides the temple? Because I wanted to plan something for that. Questions, comments, concerns. And dealing with the small children that are about your size, pulling at various things on your back.
Let's not witness the children.
Nothing seems to be bothering Yarnock, like, at all.
That's great, because there is, like, immediately 4 children on Yarnock. One is, like, pulling on one of his back wings, trying to see how it works.
Just letting them.
2 of the smaller children have, like, climbed up and are, like, grappling with each other. And there's this one who's, like, pulling on your finger.
He's bizarrely gentle.
Aw. Vi is uncomfortable and confused.
What are the hunters out searching for currently?
Oh, are you asking one of the 2 you've talked to, or just in general?
Just in general.
Okay. Well, we'll just say Polyoctor answers like, well, it just really depends. We go about once a week doing a large hunt, tracking down large sea reptiles or whales, fish, whatever they can bring up. Usually, they know roughly what we need to keep the village fed for a week to a couple of weeks. They face fierce battles, though, with the northern tides washing in. It is bringing all sorts of manner of creature and monster alike down beneath the waves. And do be careful on your travels. We have seen sighting of a serpent.
A serpent?
Aye. Probably a mother getting ready to breed. Not breed. Probably a mother ready to give birth soon to new hatchlings. They tend to hunt here in the shallows and then move out once they're bigger. Nasty things, those. Well, if you're uncareful, one of them can just take down your entire boat without even blinking.
Oh, that is a rather large snake.
Fair enough.
We don't run
Is
into that then.
Is there any advice you can give us on how to avoid them?
Stick to the shallows. You should be fine. The really big ones don't like the lack of maneuverability and prefer open water.
Alright, I suppose we will do so.
Yes. Also, do not have things bleed behind boats. They can smell up to 14... I don't think knots is a speed, so leagues is the space. They can smell up to 14 leagues away. The faintest little drop of blood. So.
Fascinating.
It's hard to be an apex predator at the top of the ecosystem. Especially with how large they get. Not to mention the other things they run into.
Oh. Do you all go to the mainland often?
Polyoctor, the village leader, kind of shakes his head and goes, "No. We try to avoid the others as much as we can. Apparently, some see us as bloodthirsty monsters wanting to eat others and kill and maim. I have no idea where that rumor could have come from," he says, only slightly meta staring into a camera.
No idea why they would know that.
No, for the most part, we are just smiths and creators living with the world that Postadeo gave us.
Uh-huh.
That is quite tragic. I'm sorry.
It is what it is. You cannot change the minds and hearts of others without reaching out to them, and if they aren't open for that, they are not open. We have run into the ones called Ankilier, and the boatman nods. The clubtail ones. We trade with them the most. They appreciate our forge works and us theirs. They're just a little bit too short for most of our things, though, so... But come, we will have a feast. And he gets you all together for a lovely little feast. Eventually the hunters return with the carcass of something that looks like it was born from your nightmares. Here, hold on, I'll get a good little picture for you so you have an understanding of what they bring. You know what? No, that's not nightmarish enough. Hold on. It is a massive fish. With some of the strangest teeth you've ever seen. That almost form this like armored head of a front, and it has got like at least 5 harpoons shoved behind that armor into the cranial and gill region. And this thing's like 30 feet long. It's no small feat of a fish.
Big.
Yes. These tend to be deep water fishes, but when the northern shores come in, they tend to swim up in search of easier to access prey. From what I have heard from others who have sailed on the northern end, they tend to fatten up before they begin to lay eggs. And be careful, their bite can cleave through armor.
Terrifying.
It's quite the fish.
Yes. And you guys feast upon the flesh of Dunkleosteus, because I'm a fucker. And we are going to end a little early tonight, because we got a little ahead of myself. And we will pick back up in the Isle of the Cyclopes.
Right.
Unless if there is anything anybody wanted to do beforehand.
I don't think so.
Oh, I think so.
Alrighty.
Yarnock's just enjoying his his first ever fish, I guess.
His first ever fish, and what a fish to start with.
Besides octopus, I guess.
Yes. You all have a lovely feast of olives, grown crops, which were on the side of an island you haven't checked yet. A little bit of lamb, and it is just an overall wonderful time. The village pretty much takes you in open arms. And that's where we'll end, and we will pick up pretty much promptly after this.
Okay.
Fun times.
Woo.
I'm trying to think
What do you
if...
think?
And here.